Hello and welcome to Angry Andy Reviews, and this is my review for Leave the World Behind.
Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews.
Angry Andy. Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews.
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 Don't make me destroy you.
So yes, Netflix seems to be on the path of releasing mega big budget movies. We've seen them do this before to mixed results, and well, this one again seems to be dividing the opinion of quite a lot of people. Audiences are baffled by it, in some places completely disappointed by it, and critics seem to be the same as well. But what do I think? Well, this film is based on a 2020 novel whereby the central characters must make sense of what appears to be the gradual collapse of technology, mobile phones, television, Wi-Fi, internet, you name it, it all goes, GPS, the whole lot. And every section of this, all these issues that they come across, point towards some sort of unnamed cataclysm, some sort of unnamed apocalypse that's ongoing. We never actually see a whole lot, to be quite honest with you. And I'm going to jump to the end. I'm not going to spoil anything, but the way the film ends is a bit of a flat ending, and it's surprising really. And I think on surface, just to sort of go straight to it, on the surface, I enjoyed the smaller moments between the characters, the smaller moments where we see, certain things falling apart, certain mysteries coming to light. But it all seems to be a bit of a jumbled collective mash of wide-ranging ideas that would have been probably better suited to be put into a mini-series as opposed to a film, because the sad thing about it is, as interesting as some of these smaller moments are, some of the smaller issues, again, that I won't spoil here because I think you should watch it and make up your own damn mind, but I think those smaller moments would have been better served if they were somewhat more fleshed out with the characters. All that we're left with really is a bit of a jumbled mess come the end of it, whereby we don't spend enough time with these characters to fully appreciate, how they get to certain points, how they become the people that they become come the end of the film. And the film ends on such a cut off point. It's a very bizarre way to end the film. But like I said, I don't know, I preferred much more the small, intricate chapters. And this film is split into 5 different chapters. It's very, very interesting in the way that it's set up, the way that it's put together. I mean, the cast are perfectly game. You've got Julia Roberts there, who's completely stepping out of her comfort zone. The America's darling, Hollywood's darling, and she's doing something that's a bit more darker, a bit more grittier, a bit more in depth, and it's interesting to see. We've got Ethan Hawke stepping in again. He's on a bit of a sort of a McConaughey resurgence, isn't he? Good to see. We like it. You've got, forgive me, I'm going to butcher his name, Mahershala Ali, who's supposed to be doing Blade at some point. Don't bother. Stick to things like this. It's much more interesting for you. He's here once again doing some interesting points, and is involved in some really, really bizarre sequences. And that's what this film is. Like I said, this film is all about these interesting, bizarre sequences that come together to point to something else, something much wider that's ongoing. We don't get a solid foundation of what that is, what is actually happening, and that will no doubt be a problem for some people. It left me a bit disappointed that we didn't see more, but at the same time, I didn't need answers. Some people will need answers in this film because it plays with too many different scenarios, it plays with too many different ideas. And what really hampers this film as well is, alongside the mysteries that are ongoing, there are other characters to talk about, real world conspiracy theories that could be the reason why certain things are happening. So we get Havana syndrome. We have Kevin Bacon come into this film who tells us that somebody is suffering from Havana syndrome. And if you didn't know what that is, check it out. It's a very bizarre incident. But again, it plays and toys with ideas like this. Is it something that's actually happening, or is it collective collapse? Is it mass hysteria? Are we seeing the collapse of the world because as soon as technology fails us, we've turned into feral fucking monsters? It's an interesting idea, but again, we don't really deal enough with that. Just as we get to the cusp of playing and really toying and getting to grips with this idea, the film fucking ends. And it's already been on for fucking 2.5 hours at this point. I don't know. I've never read the book. I'd like somebody to tell me, is this what happens in the book? I'm interested. I'm interested to read the book and to see what the differences are, if there are many. But there you go. That's my thoughts. Like I said, the cast is pretty game. The scripting, I don't know. Some of the dialogue is a bit fucking windy, but some moments really are cleverly well done. This is the only film I can honestly say where they've made deer to be fucking weird and really, really off-putting. It's worth a watch just for that basis alone. I'm telling you, they've made fucking deer weird and scary and fucking bizarre. Check it out. But yeah, I mean, the cast are easily game. There's some interesting moments that come along. But other than that, I think it is a bit fucking vapid. The more towards the end we go, just as it's ramping up, we see some truly excellent sequences, some bizarre stuff, and it ultimately dwindles to nothing. The film ends and you go, oh, okay, right, thanks for coming. Well, there you go. I don't really know what else to say, really. It's an interesting film, it's an interesting premise, but the messaging come the end of it is far too simplistic for the amount of time we spend with it. It's very leisurely paced. Like I said, there are inflections of interesting sequences, some bizarre fucking mad shit happens, but it dwindles away. It all sort of floats away into the atmosphere and becomes nothing, which is bizarre. It's really bizarre. It's almost like, I'm hesitant to say it, a long-winded Black Mirror episode that just doesn't really track towards the end. It just flitters away. Yeah, there you go. I think the film is serviceable enough. I think it's interesting enough to watch how these actors are playing with the ideas that are presented to them. I just wish there was more. I really do wish there was that much more. Like I said, I didn't need answers. I don't need fucking answers, but all I need is something that's got a bit more meat to it, behind it. The characters were there. We were just getting something interesting and really, really intense, and the film ends. It ends. And it ends in a very weird, bizarre way as well. Yeah. I hope you liked Friends. Anyway, for this film, I think I'm going to give this... I'm struggling because it's average. I think it is a very average apocalypse-based film. I've seen better, I've seen worse. It does sit firmly in the middle. So I'm going to be generous, I think. I'm going to be generous purely because I enjoyed Ethan Hawke. I enjoyed Julia Roberts, which is something I don't say very often. I enjoyed Mahershala Ali. Again, apologies for butchering his name. And I'm interested to see what the source material is like. That's enough for me, I think, to give this a 6 out of 10. I would recommend seeing this. I'd probably break it down into 2 viewings. There's 5 chapters. Watch 2 and then watch the other 3 and come back to it. Let me know your thoughts. What did you think about this film? Leave a comment down below. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe to the channel. I'm a bit up and down really at the moment, giving out reviews and stuff, but I'm back. I'm trying my best. So subscribe to the channel, show me that support, and there'll be more reviews coming. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.